are you wearing the dunce cap? You're wearing donkey.
This ain't the dunce cap. This is the Jets won this weekend hat.
The donkey of the day cap.
No,
You guys played against Denver's backup quarterback. What are you gonna expect?
we won.
You played against their backup, bro. Just like we played against Dallas's backup last week, bro.
Does it go in the win column?
Yeah, but it's a Mickey Mouse win, bro.
That's fine, bro. Mickey Mouse can get down with it here and there.
Hell, win's a win's a win.
A win is a win is a win, okay?
We out in the building already. What's up, Brandon?
A win is a win is a win.
It's fair. Hey.
Okay?
It's another day on the Day One Pod. What's going on, everybody? It's the Day One Podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. Twitter, in the name, right there. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's going on, y'all?
Man, we got a lot to talk about.
Yep.
Let's start with...
Get right into it. Those fightings, baby.
To the world, baby. Series bound.
Bryce effing Harper.
Bedlam at the bank. Instant Philly Sports Classic moment with that homer, the 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th. Absolutely clutch. I was listening to it on my way home from work, and it had me hype.
Bro, were you listening it on the radio or like listening to like the announcers on the call?
I was listening to one of the YouTubers that I watch. He has like a live reaction to it, and he was watching the game, and he was talking through it, and he got hype when he hit it.
The guys on the call, because I was watching the game at work, they were literally talking through the entire at-bat. If Bryce gets this pitch, he's going to go Oppo Taco with it for a dinger. And he got that pitch, and he hit it exactly where they said he was going to go.
That's
perfect. They were setting it up. Like, shit like that only happens in a book, bro.
I've seen this book 5 years ago with. Oh, hold up! This is how the book ended.
Yeah.
We're gonna get something like that here with the Fightins. Like that here with the Fightins. They're not really giving them a chance against Houston.
4-0.
They didn't really give the Eagles a chance against New England, but that's cool.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Let me tell you, okay? Quick and painless, 4-0.
Quick and painless. Nah, gentlemen.
Quick and painless.
4-1. 4-1.
We gonna beat them 4-1?
They'll probably do it in 6, to be honest.
The Phillies?
Yeah.
I just hope if we win one of the first 2, I'm confident we can win the series because I think we're undefeated at home.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, the Astros haven't lost a game in the playoffs yet, but they also haven't seen our bats in the playoffs. So,
Brandon says, "Turn your mic down."
My mic is down.
I don't know.
Move it away a little bit. How's that?
It was fine.
Sick. I ain't worried about it.
I think if they'll be in a good position if they split in Houston, but I think Houston's good enough to get like at least 1 in Philly.
I think so. I just worry about winning 2 in Houston, though.
But nah. Go ahead. I think from what I saw, the first 2 are in Houston. This next 2 are in Philly.
No, I think it's 2-3-2.
The next 3 are in Philly.
I think so. I think that's how they're doing their playoffs now. Because I haven't watched playoff baseball in a couple of years. Let me verify it. But I'm pretty sure it goes 2-3-2. Like if I go to Monday, 3 straight.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying if we can win 1, in Houston, I feel pretty good about our chances. Even if we drop one at home, we're up 3-2. Going back to Houston.
I say Phil's in 6. Bryce Harper, obviously MVP.
Don Chich, Don Kick, Don ain't doing shit, Dubs and foe. Okay?
Fightins and foe.
Fightins and foe.
Fightins and foe. Look, I'm gonna just say this right here. 2 things actually. Number 1, I saw this interesting stat that said every time that the Phillies win the World Series, there's a financial crisis that happens. 1980, well, actually, 1929 when they were the Philadelphia Athletics, won the World Series. Great Depression followed. 1980, Phillies won the World Series, financial crisis. 2008, Phillies won the World Series, financial crisis.
Yep.
And here we are, 2022. The financial world and the markets are kind of a little shaky right now, and the Phillies are in the World Series. Look, for my AMC GameStop apes out there, listen, if we get the Phillies to win, the Fightins win the World Series, and this is what causes Moaz, I'm going to cry.
Let's go.
And number 2, had it in my head. Man, I just forgot. It was... oh, yeah, no, sorry about that. My brain's all over the place. If the Phillies win the World Series and the Eagles win the Super Bowl within the same time period, Philadelphia does not have the infrastructure to support 2 Broad Street parades and, like, that many fans partying on Broad Street. And
No, it's just not going to go well for the streets of Philly.
They're gonna burn the city down. I thought they were gonna do it when we won the bowl the first time. If the Fightins win the world, and the Birds win the bowl a second time, look, America has not seen the peak Philadelphia fans until that happens.
Bro, they already greased the polls, and we just won that NLCS.
There's people climbing the polls. Look, I'm gonna say this right now. If the Fightins win the World Series, we're gonna have to go to Philly and climb some poles.
I'm down to go to the parade. Yeah, I know how we both said we was gonna go to the game, y'all, to do a podcast during the what was it, the tailgate. I ain't paying $2,000 for no damn tickets.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love y'all, but not that much.
I mean, we could buy a parking pass and just chill in the parking lot while the game's going on, but that would kind of suck.
I mean, fuck. I wouldn't even mind that.
And just watch.
Actually, I would mind that. I'd be sick as fuck.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I would be sick.
I had to think about it for a minute. I'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
Yep.
But yeah. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good series. Jam-packed for Philadelphia fans the next few weeks. I mean, you got the first 2 games of the World Series, and then Eagles taking on the Steelers on next Sunday, and then the next 3, I want to say, and then the Eagles taking on the Texans on Thursday Night Football, and then the rest of the World Series following that. And the Philadelphia Union are sprinkled in there. Man, Philly sports are on fire. It's what a time to be alive. What a time.
The Sixers are playing as we speak in Philly.
Yeah, they're the only ones really. They're kind of in timeout. They're 0-3. Hopefully that changes tonight. I mean, other than them, I mean, literally, like, nobody's lost. Eagles are 6-0. The Phillies are in the World Series. The Flyers haven't lost a game yet. The Philadelphia Union are always good.
Are they actually undefeated right now?
They actually are, and it's shocking.
Aren't they supposed to be bad?
Yes, they are, and it's shocking that I think they're 3-0, 2-0 at least, 2-0, 3-0.
Respect.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Philly sports.
For real.
What a time to be alive. Yeah, we'll definitely be tuning in for this one.
For sure.
Me,
you, and a rum and coke.
Yes, sir. And some chicken fingers.
Some chicken fingers.
But we might get kicked out of scorecard.
Oh yeah. I thought the people at because I was literally helping people. For anybody like watching this, I currently work at Lowe's as a sales specialist building doors and windows. And I was literally helping somebody design their front door, like a $2,000 door, while I'm watching a Phillies game, and I'm just freaking out, and these people are looking at me. It was the funniest shit ever.
That's how I be.
Yeah.
Literally loading up somebody's car with floor, and I'm like, let's fucking go.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
too funny. You want to talk some NBA real quick?
Yeah, let's get at it. We got way too early awards. What are we thinking, yo? Well, first I want to bring up our bad beats.
Bad.
Not good. Not good. We So, I think we'll start winning once FanDuel decides to start dishing us money.
Exactly. Look, if it's the FanDuel non-sponsorship curse, if they want to break the curse and us just go undefeated for the rest of time, swing us the sponsorship. I mean, look, we're literally on here every day. I mean, look at all these bets that have settled. Lost. Oh well, that one won. Lost after loss. All the free bets, lost. I'm just taking L's. L.
L.
I
got one here. Plus 11 odds. I needed plus 1100 odds. I needed 3 rebounds. I got another one here. Plus 5,000 odds. I needed 4 rebounds. Like, come on now. You think if I'm playing with FanDuel's money, I'll be smarter, and I'll make these a winning parlay?
It's always one.
It's always
one. I
had
a $25 parlay. 11 legs. 10 of them hit. I just needed Jordan Poole to score 10 points against the Denver Nuggets the other night, and he scored 7. And
moment of silence for Jordan Poole.
Huh?
Moment of silence for Jordan Poole.
They didn't give enough baddies in the crowd. Dun-na-na, dun-na-na.
Yo, there was baddies in the crowd last night.
Yeah.
Baddies, bro. I think Steph was eyeing them up because he went berserk. Yo, bro. Jordan Poole in the huddle. In the huddle's like, yo, Steph, look over there. Look over there, bro. Shee!
And 7 threes. Sat on him.
Oh my God. All right, yeah, let's get into these way too early picks. We did this with the NFL in one of our first pods, and not looking so good.
No.
No. I had Lamar. I think Pat Mahomes is probably the favorite right now, just because everyone's forgetting that Jalen Hurts still exists because they didn't play for 1 week.
But that's all right. When he comes back next Sunday, they'll remember who he is.
Yep.
There's a bunch of accounts on Eagles Twitter that just want the downfall of Jalen Hurts so bad. This one guy was trying to tell me. I gotta find the tweet. I know this is so off topic, but it just it drives me nuts that people really think this stuff. He said the original tweet was, when Jalen Hurts win the Super Bowl and they'll celebrate it tonight, and then says they'll celebrate it tonight, but then they're 0-0 focused on 2023, that's greater than anything else. And I mean, I've been on this dude for a little bit. Noodle Arm Batman. He says, show me a quarterback that's won a Super Bowl throwing 16 touchdowns. So I just gave him the LB face where he's like looking at the camera like, really, bro?
I mean, that's kind of funny, but
yeah. And he's like, wise choice because they should have signed Jimmy G in the offseason. And it was one of Lord Brunson's tweets from February talking about, I know it's not popular, but Jimmy G to the Eagles gives you the best shot at building and competing ASAP. You keep 3 first-round picks, get a pocket passer with 6 playoff wins who can beat Dallas for $27 million a year on the last year of his contract. Just a thought. At the time was okay, so we don't know what Jalen Hurts is. We know now what he is, so you don't really need Jimmy G. So that's what I said. I'm like, it was only a discussion because people wanted to say he wasn't be any good this year, but He's top 10 in passing yards, 12 total touchdowns. Obviously, it's like six passing, 6 rushing, and he's 6-0 with the 1 seed. Now what? Y'all want to say, well, he ain't walk on your water yet. He ain't the guy. Like, give him his credit. You know, he's 6-0. He's balling out. He's winning you football games.
It's okay to say that he's not the MVP right now. It's not okay to say he's not the Eagles QB of the future. That makes no sense.
Yeah, he's definitely putting his foot down for a franchise quarterback and an extension. And the Eagles are looking at doing that. And then he said he's not good this year. He's on pace to throw 16 touchdowns and is still living off numbers from the Commodes and Vikings games. They're 6-0 because of the running game and defense. Hurts would be 0-6 on any other team. Like, bro's just hating. He is a what we call a dick rider.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Jalen Hurts is a guy that can carry a bad roster like some quarterbacks, but I mean, you give him the talent and see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he didn't really have the most talent last year, and we started 2-6. Obviously, the coaching flipped, and they started running the ball, using them to his strengths. Yeah. And you saw him kind of like improve in the second half of the year, and they took that team to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Where they got massacred by the Buccaneers, but still, I mean, it was he put up good games. He in pressure situations, I like his demeanor, his decision making. Like, he's won us games. He hasn't lost us games yet this year.
No. All right.
And that's what I said.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, so you're saying we'd be 6-0 right now with Jimmy G or even Justin Fields over Jalen?
I'm sorry, Justin Fields isn't winning. Justin Fields isn't winning football games.
Yeah, no. I mean, a lot of people want to say, like, if you drop Justin Fields into this team, like, he'd be so much better.
We could talk more about that once we get off these NBA awards, but I'm sorry, Justin Fields.
It just came to my mind. I know. I got a big rant.
Justin Fields can't throw to an open receiver, so
yeah, can't read the field right. All right, let's get into these way too early awards. My bad.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to start with? 6th man of the year?
I didn't even write that down. Hold on.
Did you do coach of the year?
No. I did MVP, rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, most improved. I didn't even think of 6th man and coach.
I didn't think of 6th man until I looked it up. But you know what? Let's start with DPOI then. Let's start with defensive player of the year. For me, my favorite to win it this year, I've gone back and forth between 2 guys, but for me, I think Rudy Gobert will end up getting it this year. You could say there's voters fatigue with Rudy Gobert, but I mean, like, he's top 3 defender in basketball. He's on a new team, on a bad defensive team last year. If he can get them to a top 5, top 10 even defense this year, that'll put them maybe in the 2, 3, 4 seed. And it'll all be because of him. He'll get all the credit. That's one of the reasons why I think he'll end up winning it this year, because it's like there's voters fatigue around his name, but not in the current roster. And, like, you know what I mean? The story's changing. So I think Rudy Gobert will end up winning it this year, despite, it only being 3 games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have him for my pick too. I mean, he's always in the conversation.
Yeah.
He's always one of the best in the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, why not? It's kind of like LeBron being in the MVP conversation every year. Him and Giannis. Yeah. Like,
it's just like it's a pencil in the beginning of the year type ordeal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My dark horse, I feel like it's not going to happen because I don't think there's a lot of Cavs games on national TV. But Evan Mobley is very interesting to me. We saw last year in his rookie year how dominant he was defensively. And he's only going to get better. You know what I mean? And there's no Lauri Markkanen, so, like, there's not as much size, so they're going to have to rely on him more in the back-end defense. And I think the Cavs could be the 8th seed or they could be the 2 seed. If they're on that upper echelon, kind of like what Rudy Gobert could do for the Timberwolves, I could see Evan Mobley getting a lot of nods this year for DPOY.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be. The only obstacle with that is the media, the national media. You know, they like their guys that they know well, and you know they wouldn't really think of Evan Mobley, but yeah, I like him too. I like him too as a dark horse. I didn't write one down, but
yeah,
if I had to, he'd definitely be one.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the year, Evan Mobley has the best season, but the finalists are Rudy Gobert, Giannis, and Draymond. I wouldn't be surprised. What next? What do you want to do?
MVP.
You want to do MVP? I was going to save it for last, but I have
we could do whatever. We can do whatever.
I kind of want to do it last because my dark horse is different.
We'll do it last.
Okay.
Let's do Rookie of the Year next.
Rookie of the Year? Go ahead. You go first.
I got Paolo. I mean, for the same reasons, like we have Rudy Gobert and like all these other finalists. Like that's he's the number one pick. He's putting up pretty good numbers for Orlando right now. I mean, the media is all over Paolo. They've been since the draft, and I mean, my dark horse is obviously Jaden Ivey. He's also he's probably second.
Yeah, probably.
But just based on like we said with Gobert, like the national media kind of like favoring one guy.
Yep.
Their bias is probably going to lead towards Paolo. So
probably
I can definitely see Paolo winning it.
I mean, you go ahead.
Just if he stays healthy and you know he continues to do what he does. I mean, it's way too early, but yeah.
I have the same exact picks for both. But like to Jaden Ivey's credit, I think out west they're east, right? Yeah, Detroit's east. Am I high? Yeah, I'm high. I think Detroit will be a better team than Orlando. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit could sneak into a 9-10 seed, you know what I mean? A lot of that credit will go to Cade Cunningham, but they'll look at their rookies that they drafted this year and how much of a jump they made. That's one of the reasons why I think he's a possibility. And I don't have his name written down, but shout out Benedict Mathurin. The dude's been going nuts for Indiana. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this gives them an out on Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
It really does. I feel like Buddy Hield's a perfect piece to play along Halliburton, but this team's not going to win for a few years. And if you give Benedict as many minutes as he possibly can, and that could be your backcourt of the future, so I think you want them to start playing together right away. So look out for Buddy Hield to be moved very soon.
There's been talks with his name and some trade rumors.
Yep.
And a lot of other guys pertaining to the Los Angeles Lakers, but that's going to be kind of with the cap, kind of funky.
Yeah, that waste of space, fucking Russell Westbrook, waste of unbelievable.
Russell Westbrook. I mean, look,
rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you have the ball in your hands, up one, with 25 seconds on the clock, dribbling up, the clock is your friend. You take as much time off of it as possible. You don't rush into a pull-up mid-range shot from the right elbow. And just, like, it wasn't even like he barely missed. It was way off. I mean, like, he was terrible. Like, that was...
It was bad.
Like, I
think Russ could still be good if he had a bunch of shooters around him. That team's not constructed for him to be there. But, like, I mean, I was watching Hoops tonight with Jason Timpf on The Volume. What was it, like 2 nights ago or last night? They were up like 98-90, and they checked him into the game, bro. and it was 2-on-3 with LeBron and AD because nobody was guarding Russ, and they ended up clawing back in. Russ went for the 2-for-1 when they were up at the end of the game, which made no sense.
None.
He rushed it like with 15.
Is 0.
Yeah, like it made no sense. You could have dribbled that out to like the last second, chucked a shot, still up 2.
Yeah, then
like,
do it.
Yeah, like it made.
Did Portland have a timeout there?
Yes.
Or were they out? Okay.
They had a timeout, but even still, they're up 2. Like you take your chances.
Yeah.
No reason to rush that shot.
I was gonna say if they didn't have a timeout, you run the clock out, put up a shot, then they got to run all the way down the court and get something in like what 5, 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just not good out there.
Yeah, even if they had a timeout, they advanced over half court. I mean, they still got to draw something up.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. That was something. But yeah, definitely. The trade market's going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Let's do what's that?
Want to do most improved?
Yeah, let's do most improved.
All right.
I feel like there's a clear number 1 here.
I got Tyrese Halliburton.
Me too.
It's my guy, Reese.
Tyrese, absolute dog.
Yeah.
I mean, this team might not win any games this year, but they're so much fun to watch.
So much potential and future in this Pacers team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even playing with Miles Turner. It was a sad day when the Kings traded him to Indiana. It made absolutely no sense. They got Sabonis, who kind of fills like their front court need, but I mean, you have like, how do you trade Halliburton, bro? It made no sense.
The reason why I kind of understand it is because Sabonis fits De'Aaron Fox timeline more than he fits Tyrese's.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason. Anything else, beyond me.
I get it. Yeah. Plus, I mean, like, the Kings are kind of guard heavy.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, come on, Tyrese Halliburton. Like, there's no excuses for that, man.
No, it made no sense.
He's definitely gonna be a big star in the next few years.
He will be. Him and Shea are gonna be all NBA first team in like the next 2 years. I promise.
2026. All NBA.
2026. Yep. Tyrese and Shea.
You got it. You got it right here.
Right here in the pot. Right here in the pot. Okay.
October 24th, 2022. We're saying it first.
Yep. My dark horse. I don't know if it's a dark horse. I don't see. The only reason I have it written down as a dark horse because I see nobody talking about it. But Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
And I have Anthony Edwards because Ja won it last year, basically making the same jump that Anthony Edwards will probably make this year. You know what I mean? I don't think Anthony Edwards should win it, just like I thought Josh shouldn't have won it last year, because it's like, the guy's going to be a star. You know what I mean? I feel like this award needs to be for those players that it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I didn't expect that. Kind of like, Jordan Poole, out of the league the year before, and then comes off the bench and averages 18. Like, what?
Should have won most improved, got robbed.
Mm-hmm. Even a guy on his own team, Desmond Bain, could have won it last year and I've been happy about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's segueing. My sixth man of the year pick is Jordan Poole.
Mine too. I don't feel like there's another guy. Tyler Hero seems to be starting a lot of games for Miami Heat, so that knocks him off.
Yeah. Is Malcolm Brogdon starting in Boston? Because if he isn't really, he'd be my dark horse.
He's not starting. They have Marcus Smart. Yeah, I don't have him.
Just because of the energy that he would give to that second unit. I mean, he's obviously starting caliber guard in the NBA, so him going up against second team guys, I mean, he's gonna have a field day.
My only concern with picking him is I feel like at some point I think they're gonna start rolling out the lineup when Time Lord gets back. I think they're going to run Malcolm Brogdon at the 1, Smart at the 2, Brown at the 3, Tatum at the 4, Time Lord at the 5. I think they'll start running that lineup at some point because I feel Malcolm Brogdon's too good of a point guard to be coming off your bench, especially when you don't have one anywhere near his talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your next best point guard off the bench is Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be your sixth man.
No. Like, I mean, Marcus Smart, I don't consider him a point guard, really. I mean, like, ever since college, he hasn't been that guy. But, I mean, Malcolm Brogdon and Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Robert Williams, dude, the defense. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that lineup's going to close a lot of games. Even if they don't start together, it's going to close a lot of games.
Yeah, for sure.
My dark horse, Christian Wood of the Dallas Mavericks.
That's not a bad pick, but for the same reasons that Malcolm Brogdon.
That's my only concern.
Yeah.
But I kind of look at it like this. I mean, I don't feel like they're going to bring him off. I don't think they're going to start him because it's kind of like what the Warriors have done with Looney. You know what I mean? He'll get like 19 minutes a game, but he's starting. Kind of, I feel like JaVale McGee is going to be that for the Mavericks. And you'll get Christian Wood 25 minutes off the bench. That's
Fair.
the only reason I took Christian Wood. Because I don't think they'll replace him with JaVale McGee. The only way I could see it is if he plays the 4. But Christian Wood, the guarding 4s, I don't like it. So, but yeah, I like Christian Wood to possibly win it. I mean, right now he's probably the favorite next to Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like people are talking about him. I don't know why. It was such an underrated pickup.
He's so underrated. I mean, we watched the game against Phoenix, and he just single-handedly 16-0 run.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
All right, what do we got? Coach of the year left and MVP.
I didn't write a coach of the year down.
That's fine. I got it. My coach of the year, just because I think they'll have the best record in the league, and it's been a few years, Steve Kerr.
I'd probably have to say if I was to write one down, it'd probably be Steve Kerr.
Mm-hmm. Just because I don't think I think their record will be good enough that even if a subpar team makes a jump, they won't be high enough to be able to get their coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a race between Kerr and possibly that guy that's filling in for Ime Udoka. You know what I mean? If they end up being the 1 seed again. But my dark horse, I do have a dark horse for the coach, Chris Finch, Timberwolves head coach. Like I was saying, like if you know what I mean, if the West is as packed as I think it's going to be, like how tight it's going to be, I could see him getting it. But I feel like they'll give most of the credit to Rudy Gobert on Defensive Player of the Year over Chris Finch for coach. That's my only thing. But
yeah,
I don't know. I like that pick.
I do. I like that. MVP.
All right, the big one. Who's your favorite? I got to hear it.
Luka.
Luka? Okay.
I like Luka.
That's my favorite as well.
I just think this is the year that he gets it.
My only concern is if they win enough games. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. He'll average 38 and 8.
He'll put up the numbers, but it's just a matter of them winning the games. If they do, he's gonna win MVP.
I think so.
Hammer down, Luka future.
Before I list my dark horse, I want to give a shout out to all them short king point guards right now. Steph, Dame, and Ja especially. They're probably the 3 leaders in MVP right now. And they are just dogging the league right now. I mean, Ja had a 49-point performance. Dame has 240 pieces already, and Steph has been consistent 33 a night.
Yeah.
Those guys are just going on a tear right now. So yeah, a little shout out to them. But do you have a dark horse?
I do not.
I'm curious what you think of mine.
But if I was to write one down,
Mine's gonna blow minds.
What? You go first. And
Paul George.
Paul George is crazy.
Dark horse.
Pandemic P for Pandemic MVP?
Playoff P.
Pandemic P, bro.
MV Paul George. Okay?
MV
I don't think he wins it.
P?
I don't think he wins it, but if the Clippers win games, like I think they're going to, if they get to the 2 seed and Kawhi's coming off the bench for the first month and he's load managing like I think he's gonna,
yeah,
why not? He's gonna put up the numbers. He puts up the numbers every year.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And they're nationally televised a lot this year because Kawhi's coming back and because they have John Wall.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting pick right there. I don't really know.
It's probably not gonna happen.
No,
but you know, there's always a chance. There's always a chance.
I think there's a lot of good guys that can win it. I just think it's like Luka won, and then like a couple bars down is like the rest, like Steph, PG, Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Giannis.
I think this is who I think is going, like who I predict to win it. If I really had to be super realistic with myself, I think Steph's gonna get it. I really do.
MVP.
Without a superstar, he's got no other superstars, and they're probably gonna end up with the 1 seed in the West.
That is fair.
You know what I mean?
He'd probably.
Fuck it. I'm changing my pick from Luka. I'm changing my pick from Luka to Steph.
Wow.
I think Steph's gonna win more. They're gonna win more games, and Steph's gonna put up realistic, like video game numbers like he always does. Could be a 50, 40, 90 year.
If that's the case, then yeah, he'll probably win it. But I'm gonna stand on Luka. Steph's probably my number 2 pick.
Yep.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, shout out to all the basketball players this week. Okay, putting on hella games, hella good games.
Hell of a show.
Jolly good.
Except for Russell Westbrook.
Except for Russ. Fuck you, Russ. And campaign with your jagged ass jump shot.
It's broke, but it goes in.
He's all like,
literally,
not for me.
Why you want this campaign's jump shot? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Let's see it. Let's see this, guys. What are we thinking?
He's got the ball right. He's got the
Yep.
Got the autographed
Yep.
Globetrotter ball. He's got the ball right. Like here, he arches his back forward, brings it around town, and
Yep.
something like that.
A little bit.
It's a little,
Yep, that's a little bit of campaign right there. I see it.
Yeah. But he jumps forward with it, and it's still broke, but it goes in, which is like the weird part.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Yeah.
Just go on YouTube and look up NBA worst NBA jump shot compilation. I'm sure
I've
both
seen
of them
it,
will
bro.
be on it. Yeah.
For sure. Yep. But all right. Primetime sport, bro. Let's get into it. Niffle. And niffle. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. We'll do a week 7 recap.
I'm with that.
You got our picks. You want to go through our picks?
Our picks? Oh no, I don't even have them here.
Oh.
Nope. I'm high. My apologies.
All right. Well,
I'm sleeping, bro.
We'll go through some of the round table news that's been going on. A little bit of injury bug stuff. We're also going to get into the trade deadline.
Oh yeah.
And me specifically talk about possibly what the Eagles can do to maintain their number 1 status in the NFC. I think it's just absolutely crazy that the team that everybody's worrying about, the 49ers, being like the Eagles are probably the best team in the NFC. Probably they are. And then number 2 is the 49ers. A lot of people are saying they're under 500 right now. They're 3-4. which is nuts to me. And their schedule is not really that promising for the next couple weeks. They play a lot of really good teams.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? There might be a world where everybody's gassing up the 49ers to miss the playoffs. With the way the
I doubt it.
Seahawks are playing right now. Yeah, I know, but
I doubt
it's a possibility.
It is, but bro.
I'd like to believe that, but listen, bro. All right, so we'll get into a couple here. A lot of injuries, a lot of stuff going on. Your guy, Breece Hall, out for the year, tore his ACL.
And Elijah Vera Tucker. Elijah Vera Tucker's also out.
Yeah, rip in peace to the Jets.
Two young guys.
All starting to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good run while it lasted.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big blow. He was beasting. Rookie of the Year candidate. Definitely a big blow. J.C. Jackson, the corner for the Chargers, is also out for the year. Ruptured patellar tendon. I believe a partially torn MCL. That's a big blow. He just got the bag. Best corner, number one corner. Daniel Bellinger and Evan Neal are hurt for the Giants. Big blows there. Bellinger's come on pretty strong for them. He has an eye injury, so now he's out indefinitely. He's getting surgery on that. They say that they don't know when he's going to come back. Evan Neal has an MCL injury. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. They're starting offensive lineman. Big blow there again. I mean, yeah, the injury bug is tough. It happens. It is what it is. Breaking news. We got breaking news on the pod. This pertains to the Jets. This pertains to the Jets.
Hang on.
James Robinson. Jaguars sending running back James Robinson to the Jets to replace Breece Hall. In exchange for draft pick compensation. That's a good pickup.
Does that just pop up?
That just popped up 3 minutes ago.
Wow. Okay. Oh.
How we feel? Hey, how we feeling about that? Let's put that on. Let's put that on.
I'd have to look. Oh, we only gave up a 6th round pick. It's a win. You give up a sixth round pick for a proven running back? 1 year rental till Breece Hall gets healthy? I'm all in. I'm with it. He's a little bit of a thumper. He's a thumper. Breece Hall's more of an explosive guy. James Robinson's a little bit of a bowling ball.
There's nothing wrong with having a bowling ball on your roster, though, bro. Look, when we won the bowl in 2017, we had LeGarrette Blount. He was our thumper.
Yeah, I mean,
all I can think of is just in the NFC Championship game, him running Andrew Sendejo over for a touchdown. Thumper.
What I like about this trade, just initially, is like Breece Hall is a lot of your like I'm gonna get you 2 and I'm gonna get you 3, but once in a while I'm gonna break 20. James Robinson, especially for the Jets, who are going to be in a lot of close games, he's a guy that will fall forward for the extra to get 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah,
he'll help us close games more than I think Breece Hall will with his skill set.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Solid.
The only issue is, I mean, we lost Elijah Vera Tucker, who I thought was going to be an all pro this year, and he was on pace to do it, which is big. But I mean, hey, I mean, that gives us. I mean, Michael Carter could sort of take on a Breece Hall role and give most of the carries to James Robinson. I like it because he's got explosive speed too. He could bounce a couple, but I don't know. For a 6th round pick, that could turn into a 5. Big whoop. That's a win.
Yeah, I mean, you basically gave up nothing for a thumper back.
Yeah, we don't normally we don't do stuff like this usually.
I know, bro. It's crazy. I don't see the Jets being buyers at the trade deadline.
No, it's good, and you know what? I'm not surprised too. After the game that Travis Etienne had this last week, he ran for like 114 on like 14 carries and a tud.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised they were willing to move off him, especially, Travis and Trevor Lawrence going to Clemson together.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to how many years Robinson has
On his deal.
Because ideally he'll have two. One to cover for Breece Hall this year, and one to cover in case Breece Hall doesn't come back the same player next year.
And if
he's signed.
If he does, I mean, that'll be a dangerous 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Breece Hall would be your number one, get you yards, kind of like a bell cow, but not really. I mean, you guys could probably run by committee with them.
Yeah, and he's 2023 restricted.
Okay, so you can really bring him back next year if you want.
Yeah, if we want, if he'll take a deal. I worry that he'll try to hit the open market and we'll try to franchise tag him, and he's not worth a top 5 salary.
No.
So, but hell, for this year, we're winning football games. It'll help with some of these defensive lines in our division, like, you know what I mean, with guys like Von Miller.
Yeah.
That whole team. The Dolphins got a solid D line. I like it. I like it.
I like it too. That's a W trade.
That is a W trade.
Another live breaking news on the pod.
Oh, let's go.
and it's with the Jets. Why can't we have a pod where the Eagles are making moves live?
Another Jets trade?
Another trade?
You said it was another breaking news?
No, I was just saying I wish there'd be a breaking news like the Eagles trades. I'd be gassing it.
Yeah.
Like if it just popped up like Eagles trade for Brian Burns, I'd be having the hurt season hat on so soon. I'd be talking about how us going to the bowl so soon. I mean, we're still gonna go to the bowl, but still, you know what I mean.
Yeah. This is big. This guy is going to play really well when we're in Buffalo in the cold. You know what I'm saying? And we're playing at home this is the more I look at this, the more I'm actually pretty hyped. Might have to buy the jersey, not going to lie.
Yeah. He's definitely
might have to buy the jersey.
Definitely going to be a big part of you guys possibly making the playoffs.
We're making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going into Buffalo and we're beating their ass.
Look, I'm going to say this. If you guys can beat Buffalo, we can beat Buffalo. Ain't no way.
But you can't beat us.
Nah, we'll see about that.
I'm just capping.
The world is not ready for an Eagles-Jets Super Bowl.
No.
We'll leave it there. Another breaking news. This is all kind of older news now, but it was announced that Matt Ryan has been benched for the year. I mean, they're 500.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
No sense whatsoever.
They paid him.
I mean, yeah, the dude's throwing a lot of picks, but I mean, if you trade for a guy like DJ Moore, a guy that, you know what I mean? Because I don't think Michael Pittman's a 1. I think he's a 2.
Yeah.
Or he's like a high value 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just don't have weapons, and Jonathan Taylor hasn't been running well. Their offensive line sucked. I don't feel like it's all on Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
No, I don't. He shouldn't be throwing as many picks as he has. But I mean, it's not like they're getting blown out. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been, at least.
Yeah. So Sam Ehlinger will be their starting quarterback, and that makes number 8 since Frank Reich took over in 2018 for starting quarterbacks. That's definitely an interesting one.
We'd love to see it.
Yeah. Hey, couldn't be me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
I mean, it's crazy the list that they got. I mean, when he started, from where he started to where he's at now, I mean, they had Andrew Luck, Jacoby Brissett, Brian Hoyer, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, and now Sam Ehlinger.
Yep. Okay, you want an update on what our scores were this week for the spread bets?
Sure.
Going into tonight, obviously not including the night, I went 10-3. You went 9-4.
It's fair.
So, bro, I'm running all over you right now.
I know, bro. I know.
That puts me for the season at 34-22, and that puts you at 29-27. So I got a 5-game lead.
I'm above 500 though. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we above
I'm not
500.
losing.
You're
I'm
making the
not losing.
playoffs.
Yeah. I'll be a wild card.
Yeah.
Just as long as I'm not having a losing record, I'm cool.
Giants won 2 Super Bowls as a wild card.
Yeah. Hey, I'll win the spread bowl.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else we got in the world of NFL?
I mean, next Tuesday is the NFL trade deadline, and a lot is heating up. A lot is going on with the domino falling of Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers. A lot of guys are reported available. I mean, obviously Carolina with their fire sale with Brian Burns, DJ Moore, maybe Jeremy Chin. I mean, they've said that like a lot of those guys are not being traded.
I think if the deal's right, the deal's right.
Yeah. I mean, look, we've seen teams in the past say, oh, yeah, they're not available, and then they get traded. Even A.J. Brown, the Titans said, he's not available. He's staying on our team. And guess what? We landed him. Same with the Giants when they traded him to Cleveland. I mean, there's been so many instances where this has happened, so I'm not really buying that. That's one guy that the Eagles are interested in. They've also been linked to a bunch of other guys. I'm hearing, obviously, Kareem Hunt is one, Brian Burns, Bradley Chubb is one. They're linked to a lot. And Howie Roseman put in a bid for Christian McCaffrey. He tried it. He attempted to give them a 3rd-round draft pick.
No shame in that. No shame in just putting your nose in. Don't want to overpay for Christian McCaffrey. But hell, if no one else was bidding on him and they got the deal, cool. Yeah. But you're not losing sleep over not getting him for a 3rd.
No, and I mean, like, if it would have been like our first, that's a little much. I mean, the 49ers gave him a lot of draft capital.
Yeah.
I mean, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th this year, and a 5th next year. That's a lot.
For sure.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not mad that the Eagles. They were one of the final teams in there. I mean, it was them, Kansas City, the Rams, and the 49ers were the 4. So I'm not mad. And then they said that the Rams kind of ran the price up a little bit. So I mean, they got outbid. We've been outbid before. It's all right. On to the next guy. You know what I mean? I just thought that was like, Howie Roseman's working. He's going to, the Eagles are going to make a trade. We just don't know what.
Nobody's talking about this guy, but I could definitely see him getting moved at the trade deadline.
Who?
Nobody's talking about Darnell Mooney.
Yeah.
He's a guy I could see traded by next week. I mean, because, like, there's rumors of David Montgomery. You know what I mean? I've seen one for Cole Kmet, but I mean, like, that's not really a make or break type guy. If a good quarterback gets a hold of Darnell Mooney, and if he's as good as I think he is,
like,
we could see a star. We could see a star born.
The Rams or the Chiefs would probably be my 2 teams there. Maybe the
Even
Ravens.
Green Bay.
I don't know. Green Bay too,
Green Bay.
But you wouldn't really want to trade him in the division, though. So that's probably off the table for me.
No, but we've seen them before. Like, they did the trade for HaHa Clinton Dix. Like, they've made moves together.
Yeah.
And HaHa at the time was an All-Pro.
That is true. Yeah.
So it's a possibility, but
yeah, I got another guy that honestly is a sleeper. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. I watched shout out to Philly 500. I watched one of his videos talking about this. Jabril Peppers, safety out of New England, could be a possible move that Howie Roseman would go for. The reasoning, I would say, when Gardner Johnson went out against Dallas, I mean, we saw how much of a liability Kayvon Wallace was, and how
Yeah.
the game really defensively like switched and the momentum kind of shifted there. And being an Eagles fan, we've been, at least me, I've been so let down and disappointed by Kayvon Wallace. I mean, we were all kind of hyping him up, coming out to be like the next Brian Dawkins, but obviously that's not the case. I've seen more tweets than I have big plays out of him.
Yeah.
And as far as Jabril Peppers, I mean, New England they're rocking 7 safeties right now. He's their 4th safety on their roster.
And he's a guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He could play. He can play special teams. He can return punts, which would help us out a lot. If there was a weakness on this team, I'd have to say, other than coaching and depth at certain positions, it would be the return game. He would help that for sure. And
who do you guys have starting at free safety? Is that still Rodney McLeod?
No, he's on the Colts now. We got Marcus Epps.
Oh yeah.
I want to say, I don't know how they have it, but they have Epps at one safety and Gardner Johnson's at the other. I forget. I don't know who's at which. I think
Gardner's at strong because he plays in the box a lot.
Fair. I mean, they both can play in the box, so I think they're kind of interchangeable.
Mm-hmm. I think Peppers could get a lot of rotational time with Marcus Epps.
I think so too, but I don't really know if he needs a breather. Yes, I don't think he's going to be like playing better than him to get some of his snaps. I mean, Marcus Epps is playing absolutely lights out. Mm-hmm. Anytime I see him, he's making a tackle, he's making a play on the ball. He's a hard hitter. He's that guy, you want to make a statement over the middle.
For sure.
Come and lay out, and he doesn't care. But I think for depth, because I mean we've seen injuries. Other than those guys, and we're really top heavy when it comes to like our talent. Yep. When it gets down, and then specifically in the secondary, when you get down to like your second string guys, it gets really thin. So I think that would be a pretty solid pickup. I don't think anybody's talking about. He would address a lot of things: depth, the return game, special teams. That'd probably be the perfect pick. I wouldn't be mad if they went with defensive line. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong there. Getting more talent for pass rush or run support. Or even on the O-line. But a lot of people are talking about us maybe going for a receiver or running back. I'm not buying it because we really don't need it.
No, you don't. I mean, you can upgrade Quez, but
the thing about Quez is on the offensive side of the ball, you have so many mouths to feed.
Yeah, you don't need a 3-dog
man out. And last year, Quez proved with significant snaps, he can give you numbers and production. But I mean, look, when you have AJ Brown as your first number 1 wide receiver, and Devontae Smith is your second number 1 wide receiver, and Miles Sanders is your running back, and Dallas Goedert is your starting tight end. I mean, you can only get the ball to so many people.
Yeah.
But the things that he does do are not shown on the box score. I mean, you saw in the Minnesota game, they left him wide open. Jalen Hurts hit him 51-yard bomb, TD. So, I mean, he keeps defenses in the back end honest. So I think that I don't really care if he doesn't have the production, but for those things, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
I don't really think you need to upgrade your wide receiver 3. I think that's probably what he is on a bad team, a mid-team. He would be like a number 2. He was for us last year, put up 600 yards. Not bad for, is for like a first year wide receiver in that position. I think it's fine. I wouldn't upgrade at wide receiver. I think we're too deep. We did bring Greg Ward back on the practice squad. I like that for vet presence.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. This is another thing that I was talking about with an Eagles fan on social media. I really don't think like they were trying to they were saying like he's gonna get like slot reps. I mean, you got Quez as your 3, Zach Pascal, and then
Yeah,
Kevin
he's
Ward would
your
probably be
5 at
your
best.
5.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get
Mm-hmm.
snaps over them, like, but he's good for like a veteran presence. Because I mean, he's your
Mm-hmm.
oldest guy, believe it or not. And he was also with us when we won the Super Bowl on the practice squad.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, if that was me, if I was Howie Roseman, and I mean, as far as the Christian McCaffrey thing goes, I mean, for a player of his stature, you got to make a move. You got to make an offer.
absolutely.
If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's whatever. I mean, you don't really need it. It's not a need, but it's a want. So it's not a big deal if it doesn't pan out, and it didn't. It don't really matter. It's not like it was a make or break thing, but I think he will make a move to kind of counteract that. I just
Probably.
think mainly I'd like to see it either O-line depth. Even there, like it, we've had our second and third string guys come in and play really well, and I attest that to coaching and Coach Stout. Probably defensive line depth, like a rotational guy that could come in and wreak havoc. And probably like a depth corner or safety. Like Jabril Peppers or Greedy Williams would not be mad.
No.
Jabril Peppers.
Greedy Williams seems like an Eagle.
Yeah,
he really does.
He'd be like a rotational guy, like a corner 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be more comfortable with him being our corner number 4 over Zech McPherson or Josiah Scott. Although both of them came in and played decent snaps.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's what I think. That's how I think the Eagles should attack the trade deadline. I think they're going to make a move, and it's going to be a big move. We just don't know yet. I can just speculate on based where I see the most potential for weakness.
Yeah.
Where I would want Howie Roseman to go. But the bigger thing for me, rather than making a move, is the coaching staff taking the bye week. I mean, they self scout, and Nick Sirianni was talking about how important it is for them. I want them to look at the first 6 weeks of the season and see what was working very well, specifically on defense and even on offense, because the first like 3 or 4 weeks they had this vertical attack that nobody could stop.
Yep.
And over the last like 3 weeks, they've been doing more horizontal stuff and screens, and the numbers haven't really been what they were before. So I think they should get back to the vertical game. They got to have a balance, though. That's the thing. You got to have a balance of the horizontal and the vertical and the run. And on defense, I mean, like Jonathan Gannon really scares me. Like this defense is top 5, but it's the coaching that scares me.
Yeah.
But I think if they take the self-scouting very serious and they really pinpoint what the strengths of this defense are, which is when they're aggressive and wreaking havoc, causing turnovers, nobody can stop them, regardless of who's on the other side. And on offense, just establishing the run, keeping a balanced attack, making sure Jalen doesn't have to do too much of, just play in the confines of the offense, make the right read. Like he knows what to do. He's a gamer.
Yeah. I agree, 100%. I mean, they just need to do more of what they've been doing. Like it's really simple as that. Freaking play tighter coverage.
Yeah. Because look, when I was watching the 49ers and the Chiefs, I watched a couple drives, but the 49ers like to do a lot of crossing and underneath stuff. They would if Jonathan Gannon's going to play like 10 yards off of Jimmy G like that, Kyle Shanahan's offense, they're going to walk right down the field with those guys.
Yeah, that's Carve City.
Yeah. So I mean,
100%.
you gotta have faith in your guys.
Hmm.
Timely pressures. I think their defense is kind of sweet though, with our offense matching up, specifically in the secondary.
Yep.
Um, I mean they've been banged up a little bit this year, so I like that matchup a lot. I don't like Jonathan Gannon against their offense. Not our
No.
defense, like our players. Like I think talent wise, our players they can match up decent. Um, it's just Jonathan Gannon. That's mainly the thing for me.
Hmm.
What
I
do you
don't.
think about the Jets though? What do you think? Like,
Trade wise, I
I
mean,
mean, are already going getting active, but do you see them making any other moves? Do you think like this is it? And then as far as like their keys to keep doing what they've been doing.
my thing is with the Jets is we are solid everywhere. We aren't great anywhere other than corner. Like, I love our safety combo. CJ Mosley's playing really, really good finally. Our D line has been shut down all year. Pass rush has been but we've been getting timely stops. I mean, you know what I mean? I'd like an offensive line upgrade, but some of these teams that are selling, they just don't have anything. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
if I sit here and I look at the Panthers roster, because like I feel like everybody's gonna pick a piece here and there from them. Like, let me see here. What do they have at offensive line? We got Deontay Brown, Bradley Bozeman, Like, there really isn't anything here other than a Conwu, but he's a rookie. They're not going to trade him. I highly doubt they'll trade him.
See, a lot of people were talking about Andre Dillard to the Jets, the Eagles' backup left tackle.
My thing is we don't need him we don't need a tackle right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying like he's
Yeah.
been a name floated around.
At that point, I'd rather just draft a tackle.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus, I mean, for the Eagles' sense, we'd rather have. I mean, at least me, I'd rather have the depth because we've had Mailata go out, Lane Johnson's gone out, Kelsey's gone out.
Yeah.
Dickerson's been out. Basically, like our entire starting lineup has gone out at some point this year.
Yep.
So,
I mean,
flip a game.
I'd like a big body tight end. That's like I think that's honestly our biggest hole. Like, none of our guys are great all throughout our roster. We're just somehow winning games. But if we could get a big time tight end threat, I'd like that. Huh?
Colkmet?
I mean, if the Raiders keep losing and they want to move off Darren Waller's deal.
That's another one that we're not really talking about. The Saints.
The Saints, they don't really have. I mean, who do they have at tight end?
Away from kind of having a fire sale there.
Yeah, and it'll be too late at that point. What are they? I mean, Taysom Hill is technically a tight end.
He's like
Juwan Johnson has been playing well, but he's not a game breaker. Adam Troutman, I wouldn't mind. But I mean, how much better is he than Tyler Conklin right now?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Our team's like, I would like pair Elijah Moore with like a third and shoot it at Jerry Jeudy or DJ Moore. Like, we could always use a receiver upgrade.
Yeah.
Because Garrett Wilson's been good. He has been great. Corey Davis is okay. But, like, our whole squad just has average to above average dudes. You know what I mean? It's too hard to upgrade right now, I think. Like, that Breece Hall move is great. I mean, not Breece Hall. Brian Robinson. James Robertson. That James Robertson move is big. Because we're missing our running back. If we didn't have him, I wouldn't have wanted him.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we could get a guard from some team, like you said, the Saints, like a Cesar Ruiz or an Eric McCoy, cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, dude, I don't know what we do from here on out. I mean, maybe OBJ'd be interested. Cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, we're in such a weird spot because we shouldn't be winning football games.
Right.
I'm happy. It's
Yeah.
great. But I mean, like, we were in the running for Will Anderson in the beginning of the year. You know what I mean?
We're in the running for Will Anderson. Thank you to the
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints.
For real.
As of today, we have the 4th overall pick in the draft.
And that's another reason I don't think they'll sell, because it doesn't matter if they sell or not this year.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Mm-hmm.
Feels good, man. Look, best team in football with the 4th overall pick. Howie Roseman is the best general manager in all of football. He's absolutely tremendous. Donnie
Yes.
approved. Donnie approved.
I think if I'm talking game plan, I think our defense has been fine. I don't think we change anything on defense. I mean, clearly we shouldn't, because that's what's been winning us games. If we can keep the run game going, just inserting James Robinson in there, great. I think Zach Wilson needs to play better, but they also haven't been giving him opportunities as much because they've been running the ball so hard, which is fine. But I mean, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you give Zach Wilson a chance, the rest of our roster isn't good enough to overcome that. So, like, if we're in a playoff hunt, we should keep running the ball, but I'd like Zach Wilson to get better at some point.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a whole lot of question marks right now, and I don't know how to feel. I mean, if we make a big move at the deadline, cool. But, like, I'm not losing sleep over it if we don't, because who knows? Next year we could end up being 4-13.
Yeah, it's fair.
So,
Yeah. I got a hot take. I got a very hot take.
Is it an Eagles take?
Huh?
Is it an Eagles take?
No.
Okay.
It's not. I don't know anything that I say about the Eagles right now is like hot anymore. I think everybody's just kind of accepting it. Might have been hot like at the beginning of the year, but it's not anymore. I mean, they're legit. They're a legit contender.
What do you got?
Look, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. This is just a scenario to kind of bring up my hot take. As it currently sits right now in the NFC, there's a possibility that all 4 teams out of the NFC could possibly make the playoffs. It sounds crazy to think, like, because everybody wrote the Washington Commanders off so hard, but they're only 3-4. I mean, the Eagles obviously are going to be in. The Giants are most likely going to be in. The Cowboys probably will be in. That's 3 teams right there. The Washington Commanders, the Green Bay Packers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and technically the Rams, even though they're on a bye week, they're 3-3, all have the same records. And the Arizona Cardinals all have the same exact record. Taylor Heinicke is obviously better quarterback for Washington than Carson Wentz is. I mean, he was winning football games the last 2 years for them, and then they traded Carson Wentz, and everything's fallen downhill. So I mean, it's possible that one of these teams that the mainstream media is like gassing up to be like perennial contender could possibly miss the playoffs. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Atlanta Falcons are also 3-4.
Yep.
Which brings me to say, I think there's a moderate possibility that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers miss the playoffs this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's a big chance. I think there's somewhat of a chance based on how they've been playing. Maybe it's an overreaction to the Panthers' loss. I don't know. Tom Brady has not looked like himself over the first 7 weeks of football. I mean, the team is just finding ways to lose. And it's just going downhill. It seems
Yep.
like.
What I'm looking at here, I mean, I kind of want to shoot that in the ass right away because the Bucks' point differential right now is 0. They're dead even right now. They're also 2-1 in the division. Falcons are 0-2. So they have the jump on them there.
Yeah, they have the tiebreaker, but
I just don't think Atlanta's good. I don't think they're good enough to sustain it. I mean, it's for sure a possibility, but I don't know if I'm ready to rule out the Bucks. I mean, I don't think they're a contender, but for me, I think they're still a lock to win the division, like a lock.
like
Truthfully,
hammer down lock.
like lock.
Like get the hammer of the week.
Yes,
lock.
yes, I think so.
I mean, it could be an overreaction. I honestly think either them or Green Bay is going to miss the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both of them have been playing horrible, losing the teams that they really shouldn't lose to.
Yeah, Minnesota's going to win that division 100%.
For sure. No, for sure. They're probably the third best team in the NFC right now. Well, technically it'd be second. It'd probably be Eagles, Vikings, Niners, but
I don't know. I mean, the Niners. I feel like the Niners are better than their record because their differential's plus 12.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to record.
Yep. Yeah, that's 100%. I agree. Mm-hmm. I think give Christian McCaffrey a week or two to get involved. Like I think, like what's the Niners schedule looking like
I'll look
moving
it up
forward?
real quick.
I got it up already. Los Angeles this week. They play
the Rams,
and then bye week.
And bye. Then the Chargers.
I like him
that next week.
Mm-hmm. That's off a bye. I think that's a win at home off a bye.
In prime time.
Yep, Arizona at home. That's a win.
The Saints, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Commanders, Raiders, Cardinals.
They could be 7-4 after week 12. Then I think they probably will be.
Could be.
I mean, I don't think Arizona can mess with them. I think a bye week going home for the Chargers game, I think that's a win. And then the Rams have shown me nothing this year. They've shown me absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at home against Miami, that's a toss-up. At home against Tampa. In Week 14, Tampa should probably be better. I think that's a toss-up. At Seattle, I don't know about Seattle.
Seattle's been playing a lot better than we all would have thought.
Mm-hmm. At home against Washington, that's a win. I don't see a world where they don't win 10 games.
Yeah, I think
it's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's really weird.
It's really weird. This season is so weird.
I know.
Nothing feels right about it.
I mean, except for the fact that the Eagles are 6-0 atop the NFC, that feels right. All is right.
The only things that are right are the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Bills are leading their respective divisions. That's it.
And the Eagles are leading the National Football Conference, as all things should be.
Yep. But everything else,
right. Everything else, I mean, like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, the Rams,
Seattle leading that division at 4-3.
Look, it's crazy to think, but remember Max Kellerman's cliff theory? He might have been like 6 years early, but he's not wrong.
No, that he's just no. Tom's not been playing that bad. I don't think.
Yeah.
He's really not been terrible. I don't know why they're losing games. They just can't punch it in the end zone. I don't know how you score 3. I mean, is the Panthers defense like solid, or is the Bucks defense just? I mean, the Bucks offense is really bad. You know what I mean? I feel like you give credit to the Panthers, who are real hungry right now.
Yeah.
Like J.C. Horn, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, like those are all Pro Bowl caliber players. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to think. Plus, Matt Rule's out of there, so the defensive scheme is probably a little different. I don't know. This season's so
Yeah.
weird.
It's very weird.
I mean,
It'll be fine just as long as we can add to this collection right here at the end of it. If this is the result, fine with me.
like, what do you think is the most surprising thing this year?
For me, probably the Giants starting 5-1. Well, they're 6-1 now.
6-1.
Yeah.
For me,
it's probably my surprising thing. I guess number 2 would probably be Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's teams respectively falling off over the first half of the year.
My most surprising, it's not the Jets' total record. We're 4-0 on the road.
Yeah, I think it's the Eagles, the Giants, and the Jets are all undefeated on the road. Only those 3 teams.
Yep, Eagles, Giants, and Jets undefeated on the road, and the Jets have the most wins on the road. And versus, we won in Cleveland, which is always tough, in Pitt, which is always tough, in Green Bay, which is always tough, and then Mile High Stadium.
Yeah.
Those are tough road games. Like, even though those teams are kind of bad, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Mike Tomlin doesn't lose at home often. The Browns, the dog pad.
The dog pad.
I mean, we could win next week. I think we have a bye this week, if I'm not mistaken. Week 8. I think it's a bye. No, it's not. It's not. We play New England at home. I think we beat their ass.
For you guys, depending on how tonight goes.
We beat their ass. I'm gonna go beat their ass.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna say it before we're not gonna do our spread bets this week, or well, at least today. I mean, we'll probably do it later in the week.
Unless you want to.
I mean, like way too early spread picks. I don't know. It's up to you, bro. I don't really care.
I mean, because I don't feel like
I was just gonna say, give me the Eagles double dip spread money line for the next 3 weeks.
Yep. I mean, it's totally up to you. I'd be down. I'd just worry if there's a big move during the week that really shifts the line. It kind of makes our stuff feel obsolete.
We can wait.
But
I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
For the next just about month. Marker Sharpie me in, paint me in. Eagles spread money line. Hammer down.
Yeah, we like that.
Hammer of the month. Eagles spread money line.
What else we want to talk about? There's got to be something we're missing.
Can the Eagles go 17-0?
I don't want to talk about the Eagles anymore. We could talk about 17-0. We could talk about 17-0 when they're 13-0. Okay? Not when they're 6-0.
Let's just go through their schedule real quick.
The Steelers started 10-0.
You don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it real quick. Let me just pull
Nobody wants to talk about it.
I want to talk about it.
You can talk about it.
You don't have to talk about it. I'll just address this real quick. Look, man, I mean, they started their first 6 games 6-0. They have the Steelers at home. They go on the road against Houston. Washington at home on primetime. I'm going to be at that game. Why does it say 5:15? Is that really what? There is no way that's what time that is.
What, the Commanders game?
This is Pacific times. My fault.
Yeah. Idiot.
Yes. Steelers at home. Texans on the road. Washington at home. We go to the Colts on the road with Sam Ehlinger as their quarterback now.
Yeah. So that we were worried about that game. That's probably a win.
Green Bay at home. I mean, look, if the Jets blow them out in Green Bay, the Giants beat them in London. I mean, you come to the link, it's going to be an Aaron Rodgers pack. Tennessee, that could, in my opinion, that 2-week stretch of the Titans and the Giants could be our only 2 legitimate losses of the year.
Here's what I think. I think worst case scenario, you lose at home against the Titans, in New York, and then in Dallas. I don't think you win. I
think that's worst case too. I really like I said at the beginning of the year, I was like, man, you know what? We're going to sweep the Commanders, probably sweep the Giants, which I think we're going to split with them now.
Probably.
And then I was like, well, we might split with Dallas. I like them to win in Philly, but I also like them to win on Christmas Eve in those all-black unis.
Yeah, but Dak's back.
So what if Dak's back?
Bro, you're in Dallas.
Dak, Cooper Rush, Tony Romo, Troy Aikman could have been the.
You know what's another game, bro?
The quarterback, we would have won.
Bro, that Packers game. That Packers game, bro, is prime time. You know how Aaron Rodgers plays on prime time. That could be a loss.
What's his record in the link? I've seen us go into Lambeau and beat Aaron Rodgers before with some of the same guys that same core guys that we've had.
He's 4-2 against the Eagles in his career.
Yeah, in Philly though.
In Philly, he's 2-1.
Okay.
And one of them, he beat you in 2016 in Philly. He's actually 5-1 the last 5 times you've met. 4-1. 4-1 the last 5 times you've met.
Yeah, we beat them the last time we played them was in 2019 in Green Bay, and we won.
Yeah, dude, he plays lights out against y'all, bro. Last time in 2020, 293 for 3 tuds, no picks.
Oh yeah,
2019, 422, 2 tuds. The time before, 313, 341. And actually, technically, he is 4-1 because his first game, he went 2 for 3 with 14 yards, and it counted as a loss. So he probably got hurt that game in 2006. Or
for Brett Favre.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, look, from what I've seen with the Packers and their execution has been kind of like lackluster against this team. Your margin of error is slim to none. I just think that we'll probably out execute the Packers overall. I mean, there's the Aaron Rodgers factor is there. I think like worst case we drop those 3 games maybe. Maybe Green Bay, Tennessee. I think we beat the Giants in New York, and then the Week 18 is going to be a fluky loss because by then we should have the 1 seed, and we'll be resting our starters.
You better hope.
I think so.
You better hope you beat the Giants in New York, because if you don't,
yeah, no, that's going to be a big game.
There's a chance you lose the division.
Yeah, no, for sure.
There's a chance. Sure. Like the Giants are nowhere near the talent of the Eagles, but they're winning games, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Like what's the Giants' schedule? I'm looking at it right.
Let me look
now. They're at Seattle this week. That'll probably be a win. I feel like Seattle falls off at some point.
I think that's a loss.
Okay, we'll take that as a loss. At home against Houston, at home against Detroit.
That's a win.
At home against Detroit, that's a win. In Dallas, they'll probably.
I don't know. That one could go either way. Look,
I think they split and they already lost to Dallas.
That's going to be close. If they lose that game, there's no conversation. The Commanders, that's going to be a win.
There's a world where they only lose 3 more games too. I mean, like I could see you losing to Seattle. I could see him losing. Actually, no, I think they beat Dallas. I could see him losing to Minnesota, and I could see him losing to the Colts. That's 3 losses.
And I could also
if they
Eagles. That would be fun.
Yeah, if they beat Philly, I mean, if they beat Philly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
mean,
close. That's
it
gonna
will
be
be.
like, ah man, bro. That
I just
this
think,
division.
yeah. Well, and also the injuries that they have are kind of ill timed with
Hmm.
Evan Neal being out and Daniel Bellinger. Um,
Yeah,
so I could see like Seahawks, Cowboys, us, the Vikings. Ah, I don't know. I think we'll probably be up one game on them for the division. I would like to assume at this point, looking at it and looking at the landscape of both teams.
yeah.
Um, that's what I would think. I mean, obviously the Eagles will be one, Giants two, Cowboys three, Commanders four. Um,
I think Dallas has the hardest out of the three of them because they still have to play the Packers, the Vikings, the Colts, the Jags, the Titans.
I mean, we
At
still
least
haven't
like at least the Eagles. You guys have played the Jags. You know what I mean?
played the Vikings.
You've
We
played
still
the
have to play the
Vikings.
Titans and the Packers though, but they're both at home, and I like us.
Hmm.
I really like us at home.
Yeah, it's going to be close, and I think Dallas will keep winning games. I don't think they fall off. I don't think they win the division, but I think they'll still be around. You know what I mean? They won't be out of contention until at least week 15. I don't think.
Their schedule. They got the Bears next Sunday. That's a win. The Packers L, Vikings L, the
Yeah,
Giants.
yeah.
That
Because
one
if the
I really
Packers are going to
like.
make a trade, they'll have their receiver. That'll be the first game they'll have their receiver is against Dallas,
Yeah,
and then in
that'll be
Minnesota.
that'll be
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, the Giants. That's gonna be a toss up game. Honestly, that could be a win. Um,
I think it's a loss because I think they split. I really do.
yeah. I mean, that could go either way. That's Thanksgiving. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say that is Thanksgiving, the November
11
24th.
24. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Eagles, Titans.
Yeah, it's this division. Like the Eagles are far and away the best team in that division, but it still could be tight all the way through.
Yeah, I just think I think through the next five, the Cowboys could be probably 3-2.
Yeah,
But
I'd
when
say so.
November comes, they'll probably lose to us on Christmas Eve. I could see them losing to the Titans. So it'll probably fall apart for them for the division, like it always does in December.
Hmm.
Um, the Giants, though, that's gonna be close. That's gonna be the one. Um, man, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah,
As an outsider fan, for me at least, it's gonna be really fun. For you, it's gonna be nerve wracking, but for me, it's gonna be fun.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nerve wracking as hell.
Hmm. I mean, I want to, because the Jets are only a half game out in the division.
Yeah, see, look, you're in that same position, bro.
We are on day ass right now. Okay, we got a game
You and Miami.
at home against the Patriots. I think we could win this weekend. At home against Buffalo, are we good enough to split with Buffalo? Are we?
No, I don't think
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If we split, there's a real chance.
that could be a trap
Because
game for Buffalo, but I don't think so.
if Buffalo has like, well, who does Buffalo play the week before? Let me go to Buffalo.
Yeah, this is definitely
Buffalo plays the Packers. So if they dominate the Packers, like I could see them like slipping up the next week. You know what I'm saying? And then they have to go and then they're at home against the Vikings. Of course, they get the home game against the Vikings. We get the road game against the Vikings. Like what is that crap?
I loved the home game against the Vikings, bro. It was a movie. It was an absolute movie.
Yeah. I think if
24-7, 38-7. It was fantastic, bro.
Mm-hmm. Our line's better than the Jags, so I think James Robinson will have some solid games for us. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if we're good enough to beat the Bills once. I think we're good enough to beat the Patriots twice. I think we're good enough to beat the Bears at home. I think we're good enough. Nah, I think we lose going into Minnesota. It depends. It depends on injuries around that time.
I think y'all take an L there.
I think so. It depends on
Um,
injuries at the time. Like if fucking Justin Jefferson's out with a concussion or some shit, I could see it. But
Yeah, I think the Eagles' first L probably comes either week 12 or week 13 against either the Packers or the Titans.
yeah.
I don't see them losing to both. I think there's a possibility to lose to both. I think they'll lose either one. They're both at home.
Yep.
But then on the road against the Giants, I mean we match up really well. I think we'll probably take care of business there.
Yeah.
And that would probably be it for the division. I mean, we play the Bears. That'll be a dub. Cowboys in Dallas will probably be a good game. I think we'll win. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
We're undefeated in the blackouts, basically.
Hmm.
It'll be Dak's funeral too. The Saints on New Year's Day. That's funny, bro. The Saints hand them an L for their draft pick, and then I think realistically, I think the Eagles will probably be a 13-14 win team when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
But in the NFC East right now, is that enough for the division?
That's what I'm saying. Is it enough? Is it enough? Because if the Giants keep winning these weird nail-biter games, they're only going to get better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look, they almost dropped that one right there against the Jaguars. No timeouts, less than a minute to go. They brought it down to the literal 1 yard line. If Marvin Jones just is able to reach across, it's game. It's an L.
Yep. This football season's looking special, dude. And so is this NBA season.
Yeah. We're just sports is just fantastic this time of year. Football, basketball, baseball.
I'm definitely going to get more into regular season baseball next season, I think.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I watched a few Phillies games this year, and, like, I've kept up with them, like, you know, box score-wise, but, you know what I mean? I would have loved to be more involved in this Cinderella story we're going on right now.
Yeah, me too.
But, hey, it is what it is. I ain't tripping.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
But yeah, you got anything else? Oh, I got one thing. This is kind of old news. Little bit of NASCAR. Bubba Wallace was suspended one race for his actions at Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. Kind of like a little racing deal. Him and Kyle Larson are side by side coming out of turn 4. Larson gets a little loose, washes up into him, puts Bubba Wallace in the wall, and then he retaliates by hooking a Richie on him and on the straightaway, puts him into the wall, hard hit for both of them. And then he gets out and tries to fight him, basically. He's pushing, shoving him. The one race suspension, honestly, in my opinion, probably wasn't enough. I'm gonna say why. And before I say why, I know there's a lot of people out there that are like Bubba Wallace, like anti Bubba Wallace, and I'm not one of those people. Like just because of his ethnicity, like, and he's a NASCAR driver, like, no, like he's a NASCAR driver for a reason. He's very talented, and he's definitely improved in his time. I think it should have been more strictly based off of the safety of this new car, the next gen car. I mean, Kurt Busch basically is retired because of the concussion that he got from the qualifying crash at Pocono, which we talked about. Alex Bowman had a concussion driver of the 48 Ally Chevrolet. He's been out for like weeks, like over a month and a half, almost 2 months now. And it's not like when you see these hits with these cars, they don't look hard, but when you look on the in car, the driver moves so much in the cockpit. Like there was footage of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at Daytona going head on into the wall, and you could see his head. Like, and you got the helmet and the harness that hooks to the helmet to the chest and stuff that I've used running dirt, and it works very well. I mean, his head went like forward almost into the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there you're if it goes this way, you're gonna get another driver killed.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the car obviously has design flaws, so I think Bubba Wallace acting out in the moment was not warranted at all. I mean, shit happens. You know, you get run up, someone gets loose. They can't really control them getting loose. It's just the nature of side force and aerodynamics when you're underneath of somebody. So it happens. I mean, obviously, it sucks that it has to happen to you. But for what the car has been, there's no excuse. I mean, you literally, for all we know, could have killed him by hooking him right head on into the wall.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, no, it's not anything about like Bubba Wallace, the person, and like the media speak or any of that stuff. Just strictly based off what he did, his actions on the track, with the circumstances of the next gen car, how it's been kind of taking drivers out of commission for indefinite amounts of time. I think he probably should have had like a 4-week suspension, if not the rest of the season. I mean, there's only like a month left of the NASCAR season. They're in their round of 8 playoffs. They got 4 or 5 races left. I mean, you sit him for the rest of the year. I know it's kind of harsh, and he's a big driver, but look, there's consequences for your actions.
For sure.
And, you know, if I was a sanctioning body, I would not want possibly another driver of mine being taken for, you know, a bonehead retaliation in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it would also send a message to the other drivers, like, look, if you're going to do this in this car to other people, like, we're not taking it. But yeah, it's such a complex thing with like policing racing incidents. But this next gen car is definitely, there's been benefits to it, but there's also been a lot of drawbacks with it, and safety has definitely been one of them.
Yeah.
I know that was old news. I just wanted to touch on that before we wrap it up.
One other thing I do want to touch on. Tomorrow night, Western Conference Showdown, pretty much. Both the primetime games tomorrow for the NBA. You got Dallas playing New Orleans at 7:30, and then you got Golden State at Phoenix at 10. Some good matchups there. You know, I mean, there's probably 4 MVP favorites playing tomorrow night. Book, Steph, Luka, and Zion. Look out for Golden State to put their stamp on the Western Conference tomorrow with a big win against the 1 seed last year. And I think this Dallas and New Orleans game could be really fun. I think it could be a really fun game to watch. Mm-hmm. No Brandon Ingram because he's out with a concussion. But hell, I'd like to see a little Zion, Luka back and forth. But that's it for me. Just wanted the little mini preview to that. You know, I'm excited to watch those games. So
yeah, it'll be definitely fun. And the Chicago Bears going into the second quarter up 10-0. Justin Fields had a TD run.
Yep.
So you're looking good on that. right now. But hey, there's still 3/4 of football left.
Oh yeah.
They're already the Patriots fans are chanting for Bailey Zapp. They're not really happy with Mac Jones right now.
No. No, they shouldn't be. He's what, 2 for 2 with 1 yard? 3 for 14 with 13. Not good.
No,
Mm-hmm.
not good.
Nope.
But yeah,
N'Keal Harry goofy ass has more yards than Mac Jones
that's
passing.
crazy, insane, astronomical.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. All right, you got anything else?
That's all I got.
Same here. Yep, well. Back at it again, Another day in the book. What is it, day 6? Another pod. Mm-hmm. Look out for us to post. We're thinking, what is it, Thursday?
Yeah.
We're thinking about doing another pod Thursday, looking back on some of the NBA games over the next few days. Probably won't talk about the Chicago Bears New England game because nobody gives a shit, truthfully. I mean, good for Justin Fields. He's actually playing decent football, but I don't care. He's not good.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do our spread picks that week. I'm kicking Anthony's ass. 5-game win right now. It could all flip with 1 week, but it probably won't because you always be riding my coattails on these picks.
We get it.
Yeah. No. All right, y'all. You know what it's been. Day 1 pod. I'm your boy Kyle. That's your boy Anthony. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Much love. Peace.
Go Phils.
Go Birds. Go Fightins.
Go Fightins.